Welcome to our channel Crime Loom, the place where true crime stories come alive. In the summer of 1981, a little boy named Adam Walsh went to a shopping mall in Florida with his mother. It was a normal day, nothing unusual, nothing scary. But within minutes, Adam vanished, and what happened next would shock the entire nation. His story would change how America protects its children and would leave a legacy that still affects families today. This video tells the story of a 6-year-old boy whose disappearance became one of the most important and heartbreaking cases in modern history. The story begins on a warm summer day in Hollywood, Florida. In 1981, 6-year-old Adam Walsh was spending the day with his mother. She needed to stop at a Sears store inside a mall, and Adam asked if he could look at the video games in the toy section. He was a shy but happy little boy, and like many kids his age, he loved to stand in front of the demo consoles and watch the older kids play. Riv agreed, but only for a moment. She walked a short distance away to look for a lamp she wanted to buy. She expected to return in just a few minutes. At that time, it felt safe. The 1980s were different, and parents often believed children were secure in public places. When she came back, Adam was gone. At first, she thought he might have wandered to another aisle. Maybe he got distracted by another toy or saw something interesting. She searched the nearby rows, calling his name. When she still didn't find him, she asked store employees for help. They began to look around the store, checking hallways, restrooms, and exits. But Adam was not there. The fear inside his mother grew quickly. What started as a normal afternoon suddenly felt like a nightmare. Security guards later explained that some older boys had been arguing in the toy area earlier. A guard had forced them out of the store. Some reports said that Adam may have followed them, possibly confused, or thinking he needed to leave as well. No one could know for sure. All anyone knew was that he had disappeared in a very short window of time. Police were soon notified. Adam's father, John Walsh, rushed back from work. He and Riv hoped they would find their son wandering nearby, maybe scared, maybe crying, but alive. They searched every part of the mall, talked to shoppers, and begged for information. But hour after hour passed, with no sign of the little boy. 2 weeks later, on August 10, 1981, 2 fishermen discovered something in a canal near Vero Beach, about 125 miles from where Adam had disappeared. It was a child's severed head. The remains were identified as Adam's. The rest of his body was never found. The news broke the hearts of countless people, not only in Florida, but across the entire country. The idea that a child could be taken in broad daylight from a busy store shocked parents and changed the way America thought about safety. For Adam's parents, the grief was unimaginable. Their lives were forever divided into before and after. The investigation stretched on for years. Detectives received thousands of tips. Strangers confessed, but many of those confessions were false. Evidence was lost, recovered, lost again, or mishandled. The case became one of the most frustrating and emotional investigations in modern crime history. One man eventually became the focus of attention: serial killer Otis Toole. He was already in prison for other crimes. Over the years, Toole confessed to killing Adam, then took back his confession, then confessed again. His stories changed often, and he was known for lying. But some details matched the timeline. Police said they believed Toole had taken Adam from the mall, driven north, and murdered him. Still, because of poor record-keeping and missing physical evidence, the case remained open for decades. It wasn't until 2008, 27 years after the crime, that the Hollywood Police Department announced they considered Toole the killer and officially closed the case. Toole had already died in prison by then. Many people accepted the conclusion, while others believed the case had been handled too poorly to ever know the full truth. Through all the pain and uncertainty, Adam's parents refused to let their son be forgotten. John Walsh, grieving and angry, became a national voice for missing children. He worked with others to push for stronger laws and better systems to help find kids who disappear. At that time, there was no national database for missing children, Amber Alert system, and very little cooperation between states. John and Riv believed this needed to change. Their efforts helped create the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, known as NCMEC. This organization became the first place where families, Police departments and volunteers could share information quickly about missing kids. It created tools that are still used today, including age-progressed photos and coordinated alert systems. John Walsh also became a familiar face on television as the host of America's Most Wanted. The show highlighted fugitives and missing persons cases. Over the years, it helped capture hundreds of criminals. John always said he wished he could bring back his son, but since he could not, he wanted to help save as many other children as possible. Adam's legacy grew even larger. In 2006, a major federal law was passed in his name, the Adam Walsh Child Protection and Safety Act. This law improved how law enforcement agencies track sex offenders and investigate crimes against children. It also strengthened punishments for those who harm minors. Even today, the story of Adam Walsh remains one of the most important cases in American history. It was not only a tragic crime, but a turning point. It showed the public how vulnerable children could be and forced the country to rethink protection, security, and the responsibilities of adults. People who hear the story now may wonder how a child could disappear from a store without anyone noticing. But times were different then. There were no surveillance cameras in most stores. There were no cell phones. Security procedures were less strict, and many people assumed crimes like this couldn't happen here. Adam's case changed that mindset. The story also shows the power of a grieving family who used their pain to help others. Instead of letting their loss destroy them, Adam's parents turned their heartbreak into action. Their work has helped find thousands of missing children, reunite families, and bring criminals to justice. In a way, Adam's short life influenced the world far more than anyone could have expected. His name became linked to new laws, new safety measures, and a new awareness that children must be protected at all times. Parents began teaching their kids about stranger danger, safety rules, and what to do if they get separated in public places. Schools, malls, and parks introduced new security systems. Police departments improved their communication with each other. The case also changed how media covered missing children's stories. Before Adam's disappearance, such cases rarely received national attention. Afterward, the news media began reporting them quickly and widely. Posters, flyers, and TV announcements became common tools to spread information fast. Yet, for all the progress, the story remains deeply sad. Adam Walsh was only 6 years old. He had barely begun to live. He enjoyed simple things, playing with toys, being with his family, discovering new games. He had no way to understand the danger around him that day. Many people still feel emotional when they hear his story, even now, more than 4 decades later. Over the years, his parents have spoken about him in interviews. They describe a sweet, gentle boy with a bright smile and a love for life. They say they think about him every day. They believe that even though he is gone, his spirit continues through the children who have been saved because of the changes made in his name. The story of Adam Walsh is often told not only as a tragedy, but as a reminder. It reminds parents to watch their children closely. It reminds stores and public places to maintain strict safety practices. And it reminds society that the loss of even one child is too heavy a price to ignore. Today, when people hear the name Adam Walsh, they may think about the child protection laws, the database for missing children, or John Walsh's television show. But at the center of it all is a little boy who simply wanted to play with video games while his mother shopped nearby. The world expected him to be safe, but he was not. And because of that, the world changed. His story continues to be shared so that others may stay alert, stay careful, and stay aware. It continues so that children who go missing today have a better chance of coming home. And it continues so that no one forgets what happened on that summer day in 1981, when a family lost their son and a nation learned a painful lesson. Even though decades have passed, Adam's name still carries weight. His memory still inspires people to fight for children's safety. His parents still speak for families who feel lost, confused, and scared. And because of everything that followed, countless children have been found, rescued, and protected. This is the lasting impact of a boy whose life was far too short, but whose legacy remains strong. It is a story that should never be forgotten, because remembering helps keep other children safe. And in that way, Adam's life continues to shine through the years. And so, the story of Adam Walsh remains one of the most heartbreaking and important cases in America. His short life changed the way the country protects its children and inspired laws, systems, and organizations that continue to save lives today. Even though decades have passed, his memory still guides parents, police, and communities to stay alert and protect the innocent. Adam's story is a reminder that one child's life can change the world. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay safe, stay aware, and look out for one another. For watching more amazing videos like this, subscribe our channel Crime Loom.